Club de Fútbol América S.A. de CV, commonly known as Club América or América, is a Mexican professional football club based in Mexico City. It competes in the Liga MX, the top professional league in the country. The team's nickname is Las Águilas. América was founded on October 12, 1916, and is owned by media company Grupo Televisa. The team plays its home games at the Estadio Azteca, the largest stadium in Mexico and Latin America, and the third largest association football-specific stadium in the world. The club has a long-standing rivalry with Guadalajara, as both are the most successful and popular clubs in Mexico, and the only clubs to never have been relegated to the second division. Matches between them are known as El Zarpa Clásico. América also play local derbies against Cruz Azul and Universidad Nacional. América is the most successful club in Mexico. Domestically, the club has 11 national titles, a record shared with Guadalajara. América also have 8 FIFA-recognized international club trophies, the most for a club from the CONCACAF region and tying them with Santos FC, Olimpia, and a Permel du Sahel worldwide. They have won 5 CONCACAF Champions Cups, 2 Copa Interamericana Cups, and 1 CONCACAF Giants Cup. In 2010, the International Federation of Football History and Statistics named América Central and North American Club of the 21st Century. History, Foundation. By 1917, football was already a popular sport in Mexico, particularly amongst college students in Mexico City. College students from Colegio Mascarones and Colegio Marista de la Perpetua formed 2 football teams with the names Ra Copyright Cord and Cola Cube Den. On October 12, 1916, the 2 squads decided to join to make a more competitive squad. Many names were considered for this new squad, but finally, Pedro Quito Quintanilla, one of the players, suggested América since they had formed the team on Columbus Day. The players agreed and soon designed a crest which had the map of America with a C for club and an A for América on each side. After they had created their logo, the players had to decide on their team colors. Rafael Gatzagucha REZ went to get some of his father's navy blue trousers and a yellow shirt, and it was decided amongst the group that those would be the club's colors. In 1916, Club América had to prove itself in order to be accepted into the Mexican Football League, which primarily consisted of foreign players. At the time, América was the only team in Mexico City with an all-Mexican club. Necaxa, Atlante, Real Club S.A. plus or minus A, Germania, and Asturias were already members of the Liga Mayor de la Ciudad. América's acceptance into the league depended on 3 games. In order to be accepted, América could not lose any of the 3 games. América subsequently won 2 games and tied the third. América was accepted as a result and formed part of the league. In 1919, the team changed its name to Club Unión Cube Den, due to bad results with the original name. The new name did not unregistered trademark T fare too well either and was changed back to América in 1920. From 1924 to 1928, América was crowned league champion and was able to attract impressive crowds. In 1926, América became the first Mexican club to play outside of Mexico. Aside from broadening their horizons, Club América along with Atlante petitioned to reduce the number of foreign players in the league. Shortly after the Mexican Football Federation was formed in 1928, Rafael Gatzagucha REZ, América's founder, was designated as the national team head coach. Most of the Mexican national team that participated in the 1928 Summer Olympics and 1930 World Cup were players that played for América. 1940 Euro 1969, up until 1942, every league in Mexico was considered a regional league even though the league in Mexico City was considered the strongest of them all. In 1942 Euro 43, the first national league was established and it was known as the Liga MX. Club América Copyright Rica wasn't the team it had been during the 1920s on through the early 1930s. Aging players, lack of resources, and lack of interest took its toll on the club, which led the team to become a bottom feeder for much of the beginning stages of the professional era 7. During this time, the rivalry between América Copyright Rica and Guadalajara was born, especially during the 1945 Euro 1946 season, in which Guadalajara beat América Copyright Rica 6-4 and 4-2. The 1951 Euro 1952 season saw América Copyright Rica reach their lowest point in the table, reaching position 11 out of 12 with merely a 3-point difference from Veracruz, who were eventually relegated. In 1956, the club was sold to soft drink manufacturer Jarritos. The new owner was trying to build upon the club's National Cup titles in 1954 and 1955 against Guadalajara, their soon-to-be rival. During the 1954 Euro 55 season, América Copyright Rica won their first Campeonato de Campeões championship, defeating Zacatepec 2-3. The owner failed to build upon the previous success, and on July 22, 1959, Emilio Azarraga Milmo, owner of Telesistema Mexicano, bought América Copyright Rica from Isaac Bisudo. Following the acquisition, Azarraga told his players, "I do not know much about football, but I do know a lot about business, and this, gentlemen, will be a business 7. The 1959 Euro 1960 season saw América Copyright Rica reach second place for the first time, behind Guadalajara. On April 21, 1964, at the Estadio Universitario de Nuevo Lequeuden, the team, now coached by Alejandro Scapelli, defeated Monterrey 6-5 in the championship match of the Copa América Copyright Zico. During the match, Alfonso Portugal scored 5 of the 6 goals for América Copyright Rica. José Copyright González scored the other goal to win the championship. In 1965, América Copyright Rica regained the Mexican Copa Championship, beating the Canarios of Morelia 4-0 on March 7 at the Olympic Stadium in Ciudad Universitaria. The goals were scored by Javier Fragoso and Vava, each scoring twice. 1970s, after the 1970 FIFA World Cup, the league tournament format was changed in order to bring more excitement over the championship's dispute, hence the Liga format was born. The first playoff final was in 1971 between the leaders of Groups 1 and 2, Toluca and América Copyright Rica. América Copyright Rica got a 0-0 draw playing as visitor and defeated Toluca 2-0 in the Azteca Stadium to win their second championship. The following season saw a playoff match between rivals Cruz Azul and América Copyright Rica, who beat them 4-1 in the Azteca Stadium. Revenge was assured for América Copyright Rica in the 1973 Copa Mexico, defeating Cruz Azul 2-0. After some years of not qualifying to the playoffs, América Copyright Rica reached first place in Group 1 in the 1975 Euro 1976 season, beating Tecos UAG and Unión de Curtidores to reach the final round against Universidad de Guadalajara. América Copyright Rica won the championship after beating UAG in the Jalisco Stadium 3-0 and later 1-0 in the Azteca Stadium, winning their third title. They also won the Campeón de Campeones title by beating UANL Tigres 2-0. In 1978, América Copyright Rica participated in their first Copa Interamericana, playing against Argentine club Boca Juniors. América Copyright Rica would win the championship by a score of 2-1 after extra time, with a last-second free-kick goal by midfielder Carlos Reynoso. América Copyright Rica became the first team from Mexico and from the CONCACAF region to win the competition. América Copyright Rica also became the first Confederation side to earn the double in a single year, as it won the delayed 1977 CONCACAF Champions Cup. 1980s. The 1980s are generally considered América Copyright Rica's golden decade. During this time, América Copyright Rica won the league title 5 times, including 3 consecutive titles. The 1983 Euro 84 season, the 1984 Euro 85 season, the Pro 1985, the 1987 Euro 88 and 1988 Euro 89 seasons. They also won the Mexican Super Cup twice, in 1987 a Euro 88 and 1988 a Euro 89, and they won the 1987 CONCACAF Champions Cup. The 1983 Euro 1984 season saw Arma Copyright Rica reach the top of the table and reach the finals. The opponent was Guadalajara, and Arma Copyright Rica defeated them in the Azteca Stadium 3-1. The following season Arma Copyright Rica once again reached the finals against UNAM Pumas. After 2 draws in both the Azteca Stadium and the Mexico 68 Stadium, the last game was played in the Corregidora Stadium in Querétaro, where Daniel Bailovsky secured the championship for Arma Copyright Rica by scoring 2 goals with the final score of 3-1. Due to Mexico hosting the 1986 World Cup and stadium and infrastructure preparations, the tournament was split in 2 short tournaments, Pro 85 and Mexico 86. Arma Copyright Rica got the top of their group in the Pro 85 and defeated Universidad de Guadalajara and Atlante to get to the final round, where they played Jibos Tampico Madero. The game in Tampico was a 4-1 victory for Tampico, but at the Azteca Stadium, Arma Copyright Rica beat Tampico Madero 4-0 to win the championship. For the 1987 Euro 88 final, Arma Copyright Rica played UNAM, a replay of the 1985 final. They defeated UNAM by an aggregate score of 4-2. The following season, Arma Copyright Rica once again reached the league final and faced Cruz Azul, which was the first time the 2 clubs met in the final since 1972. The first leg finished in a 3-2 victory for Arma Copyright Rica. A 2-2 draw in the second leg meant Arma Copyright Rica won the championship by a 5-4 aggregate score. 1990s. In the 1990s, America won only the CONCACAF Champions Cup in 1990, an Interamericana Cup Championship in 1993, and a second CONCACAF Champions Cup in 1993. During the 1990 Euro 1991 season, Arma Copyright Rica dominated its group and reached the playoffs to eliminate Universidad de Guadalajara in the quarter-final round and Guadalajara in the semi-final round, only to reach the final and lose to UNAM. In 1994, club president Emilio Diaz Barroso announced the hiring of Dutch manager Leo Beenhakker, who had previously coached Spanish club Real Madrid to a La Liga title. The club also announced the signing of 2 African players, Cameroon international Frana Section Wyoming Bayik and Zambia national team captain Kalusha Bwalia. Other Mexican players such as Joaquin Del Olmo, Raul Gutierrez, among others was signed as well. Arma Copyright Rica finished the season with 51 points, and scoring 88 goals. With only a few matches remaining in the regular season, Beenhakker was fired as manager. It was rumored that conflict between the coach and president regarding Beenhakker's defending of playing Del Olmo was the reason for his sacking. Arma Copyright Rica reached the semi-finals, losing to Cruz Azul. This Arma Copyright Rica team is considered one of the best in the club's history, despite not winning any silverware. In 1998 Arma Copyright Rica, along with Guadalajara, became the first Mexican clubs to participate in the Copa Libertadores tournament. They were inserted in a group where both teams confronted clubs from Venezuela. Arma Copyright Rica finished in second position of the qualifying stage and advanced to the group stages. Arma Copyright Rica was put in Group 3 along with Guadalajara and Brazilian clubs Grêmio and Vasco da Gama. Arma Copyright Rica qualified to the next round finishing in third place, being eliminated by Argentine club River Plate. 2000s. In the 2000s, America won a CONCACAF Giants Cup in 2001, the first league championship in 13 years in the summer of 2002, and the team's 10th overall league title in 2005. On April 19, 2006, Arma Copyright Rica defeated fellow Mexican side Toluca to win the CONCACAF Champions Cup, thus qualifying for the FIFA Club World Cup that same year. In this tournament, Arma Copyright Rica won its first match against the John Bucayandai Motors. Arma Copyright Rica went on to lose the next match against FC Barcelona. It ended its participation in the tournament, losing the third-place spot to Al Ahly. they finished in 4th place. 2007, after the Club World Cup, AMA Copyright Rica qualified for the playoffs of the Clausura 2007, defeating Atlas and Guadalajara in the quarter and semi-finals. They played the final against Pachuca, finishing runners-up. For the Apertura 2007, after starting off the season on a poor run, coach Luis Fernando Tena was sacked as coach and the job was given to Daniel Bailovsky. They finished the tournament 3rd in their group and 6th in the standings. He played Morelia for the last spot in the playoffs, being beaten 3-0 in the first leg, and winning 1-0 in the second leg. With this, AMA Copyright Rica was eliminated from the competition. AMA Copyright Rica also participated in the 2007 Copa Sudamericana, reaching the finals to play against Arsenal de Saranda of Argentina. They would lose the first leg at the Estadio Azteca by a 2-3 score, and win 2-1 in Argentina. The aggregate result was 4-4, but due to the away goal rule, Arsenal won the championship. AMA Copyright Rica finished 2007 ranked 10th in the IFFHS's Club World Rankings, becoming the first Mexican club to reach the top 10. 2008, the Clausura 2008 saw AMA Copyright Rica end in next to last place in the general standings. This had not been seen since the mid-1950s. In the first 5 months of 2008, AMA Copyright Rica was showered with 12 defeats, 2 draws and 3 victories, along with 3 straight tournaments without qualifying for the playoffs. The coach at the time was Ruba Copyright Enomar Romano, who was one of the least successful coaches in the club's history. Coincidentally, after being replaced by Juan Antonio Luna, AMA Copyright Rica got their 3rd victory of the Clausura against Monterrey. AMA Copyright Rica also fared well in the Copa Libertadores, defeating Brazilian side Flamengo 3-0 at the Estadio do Maracanã, overturning a 2-4 first leg deficit, and advancing to the quarter-finals. 2010s, for the Apertura 2010 AMA Copyright Rica brought back former manager Manuel Lapuente. The return of Vicente Marta as Vuiso to the club and the signing of Uruguayan Vicente Zar Nchez gave AMA Copyright Rica one of the most dangerous front lines in all of the league. They finished the season in 1st place of Group 2, and 4th in the general table, with 27 points. With this, they would advance to the playoffs, and automatically qualify for the first time since 2008, for the 2011 Copa Libertadores. They would be eliminated in the semi-finals by Santos Laguna by a 4-5 aggregate score. AMA Copyright Rica had a bad start to the Clausura 2011 tournament. With a 0-2-1 record in the first 3 games the tournament, Manuel Lapuente was sacked. His successor would be Carlos Reynoso, who had already coached the club 2 times before. His first game was against Atlas, which AMA Copyright Rica won 2-0. AMA Copyright Rica ended the Clausura with an 8-1-5 record. They would be eliminated in the quarter-finals by Morelia. On September 18, 2011, Reynoso was sacked as manager, with Alfredo Tena taking over as interim manager. AMA Copyright Rica would finish in 17th place, the second worst finish in the club's history. On November 8, Michel Bauer stepped down as president. That same day, ex-AMA Copyright Rica player Ricardo Peláez was presented as sporting president, while Yonder Luisa would be named operations president. Miguel Herrera was presented as the club's new coach, the 4th in a year. In his first year at the helm, Herrera brought the team to the semi-finals on 2 consecutive occasions. On May 26, 2013, AMA Copyright Rica won their 11th league title by defeating Cruz Azul in the Clausura final 4-2 on penalty kicks after a dramatic comeback from a 0-1 first leg loss to tie 2-2 on aggregate. With this, AMA Copyright Rica tied Guadalajara for most league titles. For the Apertura 2013, AMA Copyright Rica would again appear in the league final, being defeated by Liquiden by an aggregate score of 1-5. On December 17, 2013, Antonio Mohamed was announced as AMA Copyright Rica's new manager, replacing Miguel Herrera after 2 years in charge. Crest and colors: Crest, When Club Arma Copyright Rica was founded in 1916, the crest consisted of the letter C, standing for Club, overlapped by an A, which stood for Arma Copyright Rica. After a brief period in which the team's name was changed to Club Unia Cubed N, it was reverted to Club Arma Copyright Rica in the mid-1920s, and the crest was modified, with a map of the Americas behind the CA, and encased in a football, all in the team's colors, which were cream and blue. Since then, the badge has seen minimal change, such as the removal of a line at the crest center at the beginning of the 21st century. During the early 1980s, the crest was surrounded by an image of an eagle, and was even enclosed in a triangle. The most recent modification of the crest was in 2010, with the yellow and blue more vibrant and a darker outline and border. Colors: Club founder Rafael Gatzagucha, copywriter REZ, chose what would be Arma Copyright Rica's first uniform. He took some of his father's navy blue trousers and a yellow cream shirt, and it was decided amongst the other players that those would be the club's colors. It would not be until the 1980s that the colors changed, with the cream replaced with a more solid yellow. Arma Copyright Rica also played with a white shirt, but it was not as common. During the Apertura 2011 tournament what would be the club's 95th anniversary a commemorative jersey was unveiled paying homage to the original uniform, as well as an altered crest. The uniform was used during the league match against Guadalajara. Grounds: Arma Copyright Rica plays its home games at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. The stadium was designed by Mexican architect Pedro Ramirez Vazquez, and was inaugurated on May 29, 1966 with a match between Arma Copyright Rica and Torino, which was tied to €2. The first goal was by Brazilian Arlindo dos Santos and the second by Jose Copyright Alves. Gustavo da Al's orders, president of Mexico, made the initial kick, and so Stanley Roos, FIFA president, was the witness. The club has shared the stadium as a home ground with the Mexico national football team since its inauguration. Other club sites have also used the stadium as their home at different times, namely Necaxa, Atlante, Universidad Nacional, Atla Copyright Tico Spa Plus or Minasol and Cruz Azul. As well as acting as a home ground, the stadium has also hosted the 1968 Summer Olympics, 1970 FIFA World Cup, 1975 Pan American Games, 1983 FIFA World Youth Championship, 1986 FIFA World Cup, 1999 FIFA Confederations Cup, 2011 FIFA U17 World Cup Final, Copa Interamericana, Copa Libertadores de Arma Copyright Rica, music concerts, political events and the visit of Pope John Paul II in 1999. Rivalries: El Zarpa Clásico. Arma Copyright Rica vs Guadalajara. Clásico Capitalino. Arma Copyright Rica vs Club Universidad Nacional. The rivalry between Club Arma Copyright Rica and Club Universidad Nacional is known as the Clásico Capitalino, played between two of the three teams which represent Mexico City and the metropolitan area of the Primera División Cubed N de Mar Copyright Zico. The first match between these two clubs was on July 1, 1962. Where Arma Copyright Rica hosted UNAM, who had recently been promoted from the second division. In Mexico, the match is often perceived as the representation of a struggle between two antagonistic powers and institutions. Club Arma Copyright Rica has always been regarded as the club of the establishment and the wealthy. The fact that the club is owned by the multimedia mass media company Televisa has further intensified this image. UNAM, representing the Universidad Nacional Autocube Norma de Mar Copyright Zico, identifies itself as the club of the intellectuals and middle class. The rivalry is particularly fierce from UNAM's side. According to surveys, the majority of their supporters consider Arma Copyright Rica as their main rival. However, America unregistered trademark S fans see it as an important match but deem the match against Chivas as more important. Clásico Joven. Arma Copyright Rica vs Cruz Azul. Club Arma Copyright Rica's other capital-based rival is Cruz Azul, whom they compete in a derby known as the Clásico Joven. Although both teams reside in Mexico City, Cruz Azul originated in Jaso, Hidalgo. In a similar perspective between AMA Copyright Rica and UNAM's rivalry, the rivalry between AMA Copyright Rica and Cruz Azul is also seen as based on social class differences, AMA Copyright Rica representing the wealthy and powerful while Cruz Azul is said to represent the working class, hence fans of Cruz Azul and the team itself being insulted by the nickname of Los +Eels, a reference to Cruz Azul's eponymous parent company, which is one of Mexico's major companies specializing in concrete and construction. Support. Throughout its history, AMA Copyright Rica has had the unique distinction of being one of the most popular and most hated clubs in Mexico. In December 2013, Mexican newspaper Reforma had AMA Copyright Rica as the country's most popular club with 25% in a nationwide survey, and the most popular club in Mexico City. They were also voted the most hated club in the same survey with 41% of the votes. According to a January 2014 poll conducted by Mexican pollster consultant Mitofsky, AMA Copyright Rica is Mexico's most popular football club with 26.6%, and the most hated. Having the reputation as the most hated club in the country has been embraced by the club and its fans, with the phrase "Odiame más a Euro," or "Hate Me More" in English, a Euro being known as one of the team's unofficial slogans. AMA Copyright Rica has the highest attendance numbers in Mexico and the 8th most in the world. Sponsorship, kit manufacturers and sponsors, additional club sponsors, Banamex, Interjet, Neutralite, Powerade, personnel, management, owner, Emilio Azarraga Jean, operations president, Jose Copyright Romano, sporting president, Ricardo Pelas, director of football, Yon de Luisa, operations director, Mauricio Cabro, communications director, Andrew Copyright S. Castro, administrative consultant, Ferran Soriano, sources, current staff, manager, Antonio Mohamed, assistant manager, Gustavo Lema, technical consultant, Julio Roberto Hez, fitness coach, Claudio Kenny, goalkeeper coach, Fabia N. Donnelly, team doctors, Alfonso Daaz Rivera and Joqua N. Ledesma, youth academy directors, Rafael Laredo Silva and Jose Copyright Luis Arc, scout, Mario Hernandez Lash, source, players. First team squad, as of August 13, 2014. Note: flags indicate national team as defined under FIFA eligibility rules. Players may hold more than one non-FIFA nationality. For recent transfers, see List of Mexican football transfers summer 2014. Out on loan, reserve teams. Notable players, Hall of Fame. The following players have been inducted into the Club AMA Copyright Rica Hall of Fame, as indicated by the club's official website. Goalkeepers, Copyright Zelada, Adria N. Carvez. Defenders, Rafael Gatzagucha Copyright RREZ, Alfredo Tena. Midfielders, Daniel Bailovsky, Antonio Carlos Santos, Cristobal Ortega. Forwards, Frena Section 1 Omar Baik, Osvaldo Castro, Carlos Reynoso, Eduardo Gonzalez Par Lmer, Luis Roberto Alves. Player records, top scorers, all-time records, managers. Notable managers. The following managers have won at least one trophy while in charge of AMA Copyright Rica. Presidents. Since the club was established in 1916, AMA Copyright Rica has had 26 club presidents, with the first being Florencio Dormenuez, who served from 1916 to 1920. Guillermo Corplas Edo de la Barcena is the club's longest-serving president who served from 1961 to 1981. Filiberto Zapata had the shortest term in the club's history, a Euro serving less than a Euro in 1940. Ricardo Pelas, who was named in 2011, is the club's current president. In 1951, actor Cantinflas was named honorary president of the club. Honors: AMA Copyright Rica is one of the most successful clubs in Mexican football history. The club has won a record 15 league titles, 6 Copa Mar Copyright Zico championships, 5 Campeonato de Campeones, 1 Copa Challenger and 1 Interliga tournament. Internationally, AMA Copyright Rica have won 8 titles, the most for a club from the CONCACAF region. The club has won 5 CONCACAF Champions Cup Champions League titles, 2 Copa Interamericana Cups, and 1 CONCACAF Giants Cup. Domestic competitions: Amateur era, Primera División Cubden, winners, 1924 a Euro 25, 1925 a Euro 26, 1926 a Euro 27, 1927 a Euro 28, Copa Mar Copyright Zico, winners, 1937 a Euro 38, Copa Challenger, winners, 1927, Professional era, Primera División Cubden, winners, 1965 a Euro 66, 1970 a Euro 71, 1975 a Euro 76, 1983 a Euro 84, 1984 a Euro 85, Prod 1985. 1987 a Euro 88, 1988 a Euro 89, Verano 2002, Clausura 2005, Clausura 2013, Copa Mar Copyright Zico, winners, 1953 a Euro 54, 1954 a Euro 55, 1963 a Euro 64, 1964 a Euro 65, 1973 a Euro 74, Campia Cubden de Campeones, winners, 1955, 1976, 1988, 1989, 2005, Interliga, winners, 2008, International competitions, CONCACAF Champions Cup/Champions League, winners. 1977, 1987, 1990, 1992, 2006, Copa Interamericana, winners, 1978, 1990, CONCACAF Giants Cup, winners, 2001, friendly competitions, Liga MX Copyright LSIOR, 1920, Copa Vizcaya, 1920, Copa Baltma, 1922, Junta Espar plus or minus Ola Covadonga, 1927, Copa President Gustavo da Al's Orders, 1964 a Euro 65, Copa Independencia, 1966 a Euro 67, 1974 a Euro 75, Copa Revolución Cubden Mexicana, 1980 a Euro 81, Quadrangular Ciudad de Mar. Copyright Zico, 1981, Trofeo Aguila Azteca, 1982, Los Angeles Nations Cup, 1983, Trofeo de la Vendimia, 1983 a Euro 84, Triangular Ciudad de Mar Copyright Zico, 1987, Copa Confraternidad, 1988, Copa Pachuca, 1997, Quadrangular Los Angeles, 1999, Copa de Tejas, 2004, Copa San Jose Copyright 2006, Copa El Mexicano 2008, Copa Insurgents, 2010, Copa Ritu Aguila, 2010, Copa Centenario del CD Olimpia, 2012, International competitions, references. Further reading, Anexos, Jugadores con más partidos jugados Aguilas del Arma Copyright Rica, Cronologia de un equipo Campia Cubden. AM Editors S.A. de CV. 2003. PA 183. ISBN A968-5336-35-0. External links. Official team website, ARMA Copyright Rica results and statistics at RSSSF.